What's cooking here on Welcome Home? I'll tell you what's cooking. What's cooking is Something Fishy. We have Terrence and Patrice Phillips from Something Fishy, the name of an actual restaurant. Love that you're here with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Well, the neat thing about Something Fishy, for those two of you out there who do not like seafood, there's certain seafoods I like, there's some that I don't like, but you also have foods that are not seafood, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like what would you have?
We have chicken.
Okay.
We have a turkey burger.
Nice.
And we do a hamburger.
Okay.
I mean, there's many times when people will come in with a group and there's always one person in the group.
Somebody always doesn't like that.
And-
That's usually me.
Right.
So today your big job, Terrence,
Yes.
is to teach me how to like fish. I've always wanted to like fish. My brother cooks and has fish at the ocean. He brings them right out of the ocean and I'm like, oh, no. So I'm going to try your fish today. What kind of fish are you going to be doing for us?
Okay, so what we have today is called a unicorn. I know. Funny name.
Little weird.
Funny name, but it's also called a Naso fish, N-A-S-O. So it's from the Pacific Ocean area, Hawaiian Islands type of area, where it originated from.
I'm down with that. That's good.
And it does actually have a little horn on the top of its head.
Is that right?
And that's kind of why they call it a unicorn.
All right, good.
So what they also say about the unicorn fish is a very good, very flavorful fish. It's called the poor man's sea bass.
Okay.
So we're going to cook it up today for you. And
it's a light meat, right?
It's a very light meat.
It's light, so that means it's not so fishy.
Fishy,
Okay,
correct.
Good,
correct.
good.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're just going to blacken it for you.
Okay.
So we just use a little blackening seasoning. We just put that on top.
There's an actual thing that you buy that's called blackening seasoning?
There is.
Okay, good.
It's a Chef Paul. Chef Paul seasoning is a seasoning I use. So I just do it on the one side and then just lay it in the pan.
All right.
We're going to put a little more on the other side. Not so much, but we're just going to get it on there and let it cook. Now you're going to let it cook on each side for about a minute and a half.
Okay.
And then we finish it off in the oven usually to give it a little more even flavor and even temperature throughout.
And fish is so good for you. You know, the natural fish oils and all of that's supposed to be good for our hearts. It's also brain food.
Correct.
Obviously, I've not been eating enough fish.
No,
I need to eat more fish.
And this is a wild fish. So people, you know, there's a lot of connotations out there about farm raised and wild.
Yeah.
This is a 100% wild fish that, and we have plenty of it. It's very sustainable for the environment. It's a good fish to eat, and it's a good fish for the world.
So the people like your unicorn. Is this one of your kind of signature dishes?
This is one of our signature dishes that when people come in and says, well, I've never heard of that. I'm like, listen, try it. Just give it a try. If you don't like it, I'll fix you something else.
Good.
So we're just going to put this out.
You guys are so nice.
And finish this off in the oven.
All right.
The one good thing about the unicorn fish, I think you mentioned you don't like fish that's very fishy. None of our fish in the restaurant tends to be extremely fishy, but that is the mildest fish.
Good.
And it's a little sweeter, and people just love it. We have a customer who does not eat fish. That's the only fish he eats.
I do. I've always, truthfully, Patrice, I've always wanted to like a fish. So I'm looking so forward to tasting this because we should have certain things in our diet. I mean, God gave us these kinds of things out there in the ocean so that we could be healthier. That's part of the reason we need to be eating fish. My poor daughter has started taking fish oil because they found that she had some deficiencies in her body and needed to have fish oil. So she's eating more and more fish, and now she takes supplements as well.
Yeah.
So we just have some...
What a beautiful plate. I hope, viewers, that you can see this plate. Gorgeous.
Little roasted broccoli here, and we have a peppercorn Parmesan butter that we put on top.
Yum.
And that's just a cilantro lime rice that we use, and we put a little white truffle oil in it. And that's your fish that we finished off right there. So those are something that's relatively new. These are radishes, and they are called watermelon radishes. Now, they're not as peppery or strong as a normal radish, and I eat them all day, quite honestly. I just, hit them on the mandolin and just eat them.
and then your little palm tree.
And then my little palm tree there, that's just a green onion, which you cut and you slice down the side and you put it in some cold water and it curls up like that. And same thing with the radishes, they curl up like that once you put them in some cold water.
It is beautiful. I have never seen anything.
Great color to them.
Presentation is a big deal to you guys, Terrence, right? I can tell already. All right, let's see. We got presentation down.
All right, we're going to try.
Let's see if we got taste going on. Oh, it's very flaky.
Very flaky.
Very flaky. I'm going to take it a little teeny tiny bit.
Just take a little bit.
I'm being very brave today.
The one good thing about this fish is you can eat
this.
it. Yes, you can, and you can eat it fried, just pan-seared or blackened. The blackened is more of a spicy. Spice.
That's what that's maybe what I'm tasting.
That's what maybe what you're tasting.
The seasoning, because I love that. That tastes so good. I really do, and I mean it, viewers. I want you to know that this is a fish that I could actually eat. In fact, I'll show you. I'll take another little bite of it. But I think Is this something that people could do at home? Or
Sure.
Yeah?
It's relatively simple. I mean, you saw us walk through it. It takes a little more time at home than finishing off in the oven.
Now, how long do you cook it in the oven?
So I cook it for about 2 minutes per each side, and then finish in the oven for about from 5 to 7 minutes. How maybe?
So that's just easy,
That's it.
right?
That's it.
Easy.
A lot of times we cook fish too long, so remember not to cook it too long.
Non-flaky. Is that what
Correct,
happens?
correct.
This
And it
is super flaky, super tender, beautiful, moist.
Yes.
Thank you for helping me learn to like fish.
Thank you.
Terrence,
Thank
you
you
are
for having
awesome.
us.
Something Fishy with Terrence and Patrice Phillips. Their restaurant is in Apopka. You can learn more about it by going to the website that's on your screen right now, or you can get this recipe if you're interested in a unicorn fish from our Facebook. We'll be right back. We've got more coming up, viewers.